And the suggested retail price of the Chardonnay?
It's about $23.
$23. And oh, it's just open, also worth noting, all in screw cap, all in Stelvin.
Yes.
So here we do have a little oak, we have a little spice on the nose. It's for me, it's an interesting combination of the first fruity aroma that springs to mind is sort of like a lime marmalade. It has a freshness, a citrusiness, and then it has a very base of ripeness and the impression of sweetness on the nose.
Not and that's sweet. Wonderful because this is the 11 vintage, which was a cooler vintage. And so that citrus kind of character that you're getting, it is one of those vintages that tends to be a little bit more of a green apple and more of a citrus kind of character. For me, that's what I'm getting in the Chardonnays. More acidity and brightness to the palate, which I think is going to be fantastic for aging on the wine. So.
And even with, I think you said 90%, possibly more than 90% mallow, this is not creamy, flabby, opulent style in the mouth. It's sapid, it's snappy.
Yeah. Well, that's the vintage, and I think it's having that malolactic. It's like definitely softens it. Can you imagine if I didn't put it through malolactic?
I can imagine it.
So, definitely a little bit trying to round out everything: the fruit, the malolactic, and the oak. So. A great pairing on this wine. You know, a lot of seafood, a lot of salmon, kind of fish dishes, pasta. I think there is that richness from the oak that comes through that can handle some heavier dishes as well, some pork and stuff.
I would actually think, because there is a little creaminess, seafood with a cream sauce I think would be really, really nice here. Got a little grilled swordfish with a crawfish cream sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
A little saffron risotto next to it would be very nice.
He did say he was a chef prior.
Mm-hmm. So this is, the majority of this comes from Alexander Valley. The majority of the fruit in here comes from Alexander Valley. Can you just talk a little bit about what some of the other appellations contribute to this blend?
I think that, you know, we do have a vineyard in Carneros, Napa, and then we also have some vineyards in Russian River Valley. I think that what those, a little bit that we blend into it, just that acidity, minerality helps with the warmer climate in Alexander Valley. Just gives it a little bit more of the oomph of the acid and the structure on the wine. So a little minerality that comes through, and just a little bit, because it's really about 80% Alexander Valley.
So people, it's one of the interesting things, this is a Sonoma County appellation, and people tend to think the narrower the appellation, the better the wine. If it was Russian, I think a lot of people say if it's Russian River or if it's Carneros, oh, that, you know, you're drilling down, eventually you get to a single vineyard. But in many cases, the opposite is true, because you can compensate and build a more complete wine if you have a broader palette of fruit to choose from.
I think it's definitely, you have the little like puzzle pieces that come together on the blend. Not everything makes the blend, and we do have means to, if it doesn't make the blend, we will sell it off on the bulk market. But when you sit down to blend and you definitely put all the little pieces together, you have a goal in mind of a finished product, and you know, you just kind of sit there and you make sure that we're consistent with our wine, so that the fan that loves our Chardonnay will come back and say, yep, there's that Ferrari-Carano Chardonnay, and there's that Ferrari-Carano Fumé Blanc that we love. So it's definitely, it's fun putting it together.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with us. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to everybody out there. And these are beautiful wines for summertime right now, because we're heading into summer, but for year round.
Yeah.